welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. We now move on to the Three Caballeros, which came out in 1945. Let's get to know this amazing cast who helped make this movie possible. We had Clarence Nash, who was Donald Duck, Jose Oliveira, who was Joe Carioca. We had Joaquin Garay as Panchito Pistols. We had Aurora Miranda, who was Yaya. We had Carmen Molina, Dora Luis. We had Sterling Holloway, Frank Graham, and Fred Shields, who were narrators in the different segments. We had Nestor Amaral. We had Al Meriente. We had Trio Calaveras. We had Trio Haciendo del Rio. We had Apoda Hills Player. We had Carlos Ramirez. And we had Pinto Colveg, who was the Aracuan bird. And if I said any of these names wrong, I apologize. Now we move on to the facts and trivia all about the Three Caballeros. Number 1, the different movie segments. This movie is different from Walt Disney movies because this is the second of musical animation projects that Disney had lined up, and it was a 6-movie package. So the movie starts with Donald Duck receiving some presents from his friends in South America. And there are 3 presents in total. The first present is a movie projector, which goes on to our first segment, the Cold-Blooded Penguin. This segment is about a penguin named Pablo who is tired of being cold and he wants to travel to a warmer climate. The second movie that we see with the projector is called The Flying Gauchito. It's about a boy from Uruguay who finds a flying donkey and he enters them in a racing contest. The second present that Donald receives is a pop-up book about Bahia, which is where we meet Joe Carioca, and he takes Donald through the journey of Bahia, and that is where we meet Yaya in that segment. The third present that Donald receives is a bunch of goodies from Mexico and from his friend Panchito. That's where we meet him. And the next segment is Los Posadas, where Panchito tells Donald and Jose about how the children in Mexico recreate the journey of Mary and Joseph. The next segment is about Mexico, and Panchito takes Joe and Donald on a tour of Mexico through the different cities where we hear the different music and we see the different dances. The next segment is You Belong to My Heart. That is when Donald travels through the starry skies of Mexico City, and we hear that beautiful, iconic song, and it is a beautiful song to hear. The next segment that we see is Donald's Surreal Riviere, where Donald dances with a girl from Oaxaca called the La Sandua, and I hope I'm saying that right. And then it follows with another dance with a girl who dances with a bunch of cactuses. I don't know what the name of that dance is, but it is a beautiful dance. The movie ends with a pretend bullfight where Donald is in a bull costume, Panchito is the matador, and Jose is the spectator watching the show. Number 2, when is Donald Duck's actual birthday? There has been so many debates as to when Donald Duck's birthday actually is, because in the Three Caballeros, it's said to be Friday the 13th. And in another movie called Donald's Happy Birthday, and that came out in 1949, it's noted that Donald's birthday is March 13th. But Walt Disney cleared up those rumors and said, no, Donald's birthday is June 9th. That marks the day that Donald Duck first appeared in a cartoon. Number 3, the partnership and the Three Caballeros. Mickey and other characters were very popular in South America. And under Walt Disney's influence, the United States Department of State commissioned the studios to release movies to help improve the relationships between the U.S. and South America. This movie was made as the studio's goodwill message for South America. Number 4, the premiere. The Three Caballeros premiered December 21st, 1944 in Mexico City. It was then released into theaters in the U.S. on February 3rd, 1945. This movie was also re-released on April 15th, 1977, and this version was edited in a featurette format for about 41 minutes to accompany a reissue of Never a Dull Moment. The movie premiered on TV on the ABC's Disneyland TV series on December 22nd, 1954. This version was edited, shortened, and retitled A Present for Donald. And the difference was that Donald was opening up Christmas presents instead of birthday presents. Number 5, The Three Caballeros in the box office. This movie returned rentals to RKO by 1951 of $3,355,000. $1,595,000 from the US and Canada, and in addition, 700,000 came from Mexico. I know what you're thinking. Danny, with making that much money, you think this would be a box office success, right? No, wrong. Apparently, The Three Caballeros was a disappointing box office take. It earned just enough money to cover its costs from being made, but it wasn't enough for Disney to speed up production on other projects that would become Make Mine Music and Fun and Fancy Free. Number 6, this movie was nominated for some awards. The Three Caballeros was nominated for 2 Academy Awards. One was for Best Scoring of a Musical Picture, but it lost to Anchors Away. The second award was for Best Sound Recording, and it lost to The Bells of St. Mary. That is a good movie, a side note. This movie was also nominated for a Golden Lion at the Venice International Film Festival, but it lost to Mannion. Number 7, The Three Caballeros, one of the first few movies to put animation and live actors together. Well, Walt started with live actors in his cartoons in the 1920s, and they were called the Alice comedies. And Mickey Mouse made a brief appearance in Fantasia when he was talking to one of the conductors, but this was one of the first full-length animation movie that had animation and live actors combined together. Number 8, where can we find the Three Caballeros? There is a ride at Disney World at Epcot in the Mexico Pavilion called the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros. It came in April 2007. The Caballeros are also seen at a couple of Disney-themed resorts. They are seen at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. There is a topiary of the Three Caballeros. They're also seen at Disney's All-Star Music Resort, where there is a fountain of the trio as the centerpiece of the guitar-shaped Calypso pool. In February 2001, Jose and Panchito appeared on an episode of The House of Mouse, where the Three Caballeros reunited. In 2017, the Caballeros reunited again in an episode of the new reboot of DuckTales, and they continued to make a few appearances in the new DuckTales until the finale. However, we have new voices for the Caballeros. We have Tony Alzamo, who is the current Donald Duck. We have Arturo del Puerto as Panchito, and we had Bernardo de Paula as Joe Carioca. In June 2018, there was a TV series called The Legend of the Three Caballeros that was on the Disney Life app in the Philippines. This series then came to Disney Plus in 2019, and this plot line is about the Caballeros finding themselves and continuing their ancestors' adventures with help from a Greek goddess. And believe it or not, that is it of all the facts and trivia about the Three Caballeros. No, there's gotta be more. I'm sorry, but there's no more facts. This is all that I found about the Three Caballeros. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe. And I hoop you have a zippity-doo-dah day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.